Hello, Inês.
Hi, hello.
Inês Costa, Moura, lawyer and general manager at IAS, whose consultants completed over 10,000 successful Golden Visa applications by March 2024. So what is the current state of the Portuguese Golden Visa program in 2024?
After October, the real estate category in the Golden Visa program no longer qualifies for investment. But we still have 3 available categories. So the Golden Visa program in Portugal is well, in good health, and I still believe it continues to be the best investment program for residency in the world. Mercan has about 4,000 investors, meaning people that invested in their product, and out of those, about 3,500 are represented by IAS. IAS is supporting them in their Golden Visa file, in their Golden Visa processing.
Talking about the investment funds option, are there any requirements for the fund to be eligible for the Golden Visa program?
Yeah, there are quite a few requirements. So first, it needs to be a fund that is not investing in real estate. So no investment in housing and properties, basically to get money just out of the real estate property. Then it needs to be an investment of 500,000 euros per investor. The investment that the fund makes needs to be 60% in Portugal and 40% maybe abroad. So those are, bottom line, the big requirements that the investment needs to comply to qualify for the program. The Mercan Investment Fund complies with all these requirements. So we are making available to investors investing in the hospitality sector. So they're investing in a business, not in real estate. And the fund only invests in Portugal, so 100% of the investment is in Portugal, which is above the 60%, and we allow people to buy every participation units in the fund between 250,000 and 500 in order to comply with the 500,000 euro investment.
If the client wants to spread his funds investment across several funds,
he's allowed to. We don't recommend doing that just on the account of risk, because for instance, if you get refused on the other fund, you spend 250 somewhere else. But should the investor want not to have, for instance, all his eggs in the same basket, he's allowed to. The minimum investment in the Mercan fund is 250,000 euros. And you can choose, you can put 250 on the Mercan fund and spread out the 250 somewhere else. Why don't we recommend doing that? Because with the Mercan investment, we already know it qualifies, right? You will have all the documents very, very soon, super quickly. Our fund manager is very fast providing the documents. You will have a diversified portfolio, 3 hotels, 3 separate locations. You have a group that has been in Portugal for many years, has been through the whole life cycle of the Golden Visa. We never got a refusal for a Mercan client. If you want to spread out your investments, I mean, you can. Just from a risk perspective, if you want your Golden Visa, everything super streamlined, efficient, stay within the margins and invest in the Mercan fund.
Could you describe the process specifying the timeline from the investment step until the citizenship application?
So the investment starts with the onboarding by the fund. You get your okay by the fund in terms of compliance. After that, you get your tax ID in Portugal. We open your bank account. You transfer the funds. We represent you in the acquisition of the participation units, the shares in the funds, or you can do it yourself. Afterwards, we collect all the necessary documents, both from the bank and the invest in the fund, and the civil documents from the clients. Afterwards, we submit the application on the online portal, okay? You get your pre-approval after a few months, and then you get your biometrics. Your biometrics is when you come to Portugal, collect fingerprints, photos, do the screening. After that, you get your first residency card. So each residency card is valid for 2 years. And then you have to come to Portugal 7 days per year or 14 days every 2 years. And then you have to basically renew your residency card 90 days prior to expiration. Currently, these renewals are automatic, which means that your lawyer in Portugal can just ask, in this case, the immigration entity, to renew the card. You get your first renewal, another 2 years, you get your second renewal. Upon completion of 5 years of residency, you are allowed to request citizenship or permanent residency. So the timeline from the application, from the onboarding till you get your first residency card, we estimate that currently it's going to take about 15 months. In the past, it's been longer, we know, but there's a huge investment from the government in speeding up the processes, reinforcing human resources at the immigration entity, and also hiring external help. Yesterday, we got an announcement by the immigration entity saying that they have a protocol with the Bar Association, the lawyers, to temporarily help them reinforce the staff to analyze applications, exactly to resolve the backlog that we have. So there's no reason that in a couple of months, once this backlog is resolved, we won't have a very streamlined process, and I estimate between 12 to 15 months, but let's be conservative and go to 15 months. Another very good news for all investors is that now the program, the citizenship law got amended. So this means that the 5 years period that you need to hold the residency title will start counting from an earlier period, because the law says that the relevant date for the counting of the 5-year deadline is going to be the date of the application. What does date of application mean? It's still something that we will need to wait about 3 months to find out, because there's a regulation, but this means for sure there will be a significant saving in terms of time. So right now it takes about 7 years to complete the process. If you think between onboarding till the 5 years residency completion, probably with this new process you're going to save between 8 months, 6 months, something like that. So very good news.
Do clients need to learn Portuguese before getting citizenship?
Oh yeah, but it's a very basic Portuguese test. It's A2. We actually provide an online platform for investors to access and learn Portuguese at their own pace. Our professors, our teachers, they know how the test works. There's a part that is listening, writing and everything. So we do have and provide a tool that is very interesting in order for investors to get quickly at the level they need to be.
Do clients need to pay taxes in Portugal?
Oh, no. Clients don't need to pay taxes in Portugal. There's a difference between being a resident in Portugal for tax purposes and being a resident in Portugal for investment purposes, the RE program, the Golden Visa. Investors only need to pay taxes in Portugal should they choose to spend over half the year in Portugal, okay? Or should they decide to become, out of their own free will, a tax resident in Portugal. One important thing to consider is before, if you have a return from a real estate investment, you need to pay taxes in Portugal despite not being a tax resident. With this new investment, the 500,000 euros in investment funds, the yield, the return is not taxable in Portugal unless you are a tax resident. So this investment is more efficient from a tax point of view.
Are there any specific requirements the client has to fulfill during the process?
Yeah, so you have to spend 7 days per year in Portugal. So you have 35 days. We don't know now with the new law how the 35 days are going to be counted, but 7 days per year in Portugal. There's no other requirement, just the 7 days.
Many European countries have stopped golden visas. Could that happen in Portugal? And if so, what happens with the client's processes?
If the government wanted to terminate the program, they would have. We do have a constitution. There is no way that a government can come, end the program and have retroactive effects. Should the government decide to end the program, that's going to affect investors from that date onwards. Everyone that invested up until that point and complied with the conditions of the program is okay. I think that if the government wanted to end the program, they would have in October, right? They decided to change it. We need foreign investment. All countries need foreign investment, and countries like Portugal, with such an aged population, they need immigration. Immigration is a great thing. So I do believe, especially with elections coming, that whoever is going to be the government in Portugal is going to be very sensitive to the need for foreign investment and the need for immigration and all the benefits that come with the two. So I don't think the program is going to end. I think the program is going to transform like it's happening in other countries. If the program transforms, there will be a notice period. Last year we had 8 months of notice period before anything happened. So people are free to take their caution, take their time, consider things properly. And like I said, I still believe that the Portuguese program continues to be the most attractive worldwide and then the safest.
Thank you very much.
Of course, more than happy to.